Welcome to my Libguide on papermaking. This Libguide is intended for a public library audience. These resources may be good for someone who is interested in starting to make paper, or someone who just wants to learn about papermaking generally. On the home page, I've included a quick definition of papermaking. On the Introduction to Papermaking page, I've included resources on the left about papermaking terminology. I've also included Art Full Text Database for patrons who may want to explore the topic of papermaking further on their own. I've also included a video on how to navigate the database. On the right, I have some books about the art of papermaking. Right in the center here, I've included a video tutorial for how to get started with papermaking at home. The History of Paper tab has books looking at the history of papermaking. I also included a map for where the first paper was made, and on the right I have 3 resources that explore papermaking around the world. I decided to include the Papermaking in Practice page because I thought it would be helpful to see a papermaking artist's body of work. So this page focuses on Denise Fleming, and I've included a process video here where she takes us through her artistic practice and how she creates the illustrations for her children's books. And she uses a papermaking technique called pulp painting. On the side here, I've included 3 of her books. She has a much bigger body of work, but there's some resources there for people to get started at looking at an active papermaking artist. And finally, on my Learn More About Papermaking page, I included a link to the Robert C. Williams Museum of Papermaking. Although the museum is located in Atlanta, Georgia, it does have a really wonderful website that gives access to many lectures and video recordings about the topic of paper. Additionally, I have a link to the Cherry Pick Collective in Kansas City who offer papermaking classes. And finally, I have a source from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency about papermaking and recycling. Thank you.